Hey everybody, Mike McWilliams, Upstairs to the Right Music channel. Today on the show, I'd like to go through my top 8 favorite guitar pedals that I have in my personal collection. Now, some of these pedals are vintage and pretty rare, most of them are not, but 100% of them are pretty cool. So without any further ado, let's go through my top 8 favorite pedals. And number 1 on my list is the granddaddy of overdrive pedals, the 1991 Marshall Bluesbreaker pedal. Now, this pedal was based on the 1962 Marshall amp that famously was used by Eric Clapton on the Bluesbreaker album. Since then, and since its release, this particular pedal has gotten a bit of a cult following. My understanding is that John Mayer was a big proponent of this pedal. To tell you the truth, I don't know anything about that, frankly. All I know is that this is a fantastic sounding overdrive. It's not so much for that really driven speaker sound that you get from most overdrives these days. It's really the harmonic sound that you get out of this pedal that makes it unique in my opinion. So let's take a listen to this pedal and see how it sounds. Next up on my list is number 2, the Watson FY2 Fuzz pedal made by Watson Classic Electronics. Now, this is a direct copy of the classic 1970s vintage Shin A version of the FY2. This is a fantastic sounding fuzz pedal. I'm not a big fan of fuzz, but this one really, if you're going to go and try to get that classic fuzz sound, this is the way to go. Now, these were produced between 1998 and around 2010. Unfortunately, for various reasons, the company went out of business, so these are no longer produced anymore. However, if you can pick one up, please do. They also came out with an FY6 copy as well from the same, classic Shin A collection. So again, fantastic sounding fuzz. Check it out if you can. Next up on our list is the Echoplex Preamp. Now, this pedal is based upon the classic 1973 EP3 by Echoplex. As a preamp, the Echoplex EP3 is world famous. Everybody from Jimmy Page to you just go through the list of different cats. Ted Nugent, a lot of cats of Eddie Van Halen. A lot of different cats used that famous EP3 preamp in order to give a boost to their cabinets, whatever they were using in the studio or on stage. Now, let's do a little test. I happen to own an actual 1973 EP3, so let's take a listen to this pedal first. And then let's listen to the same chord progression played through the EP3, and you decide how close this thing gets to it. Okay, let's go. At number 4 on my list is the Catalina Bread Royal Albert Hall pedal. In 1970, Led Zeppelin hit the stage, and Jimmy Page plugged into some high watt amp head, I'm not exactly sure which one, but a high watt amp head going into a Marshall cab, probably a 4x12, and produced sonic magic. And the guys at Catalina Bread decided, hey, let's try to see if we can duplicate that sound in a pedal. So why don't we take a listen to this and see how it sounds. I think it sounds fantastic. It's one of my favorite overdrive pedals. See if you think the same thing too. And number 5 on my list is the JROC Audio Design Archer. Now this is a pedal that's based off the legendary Klon Silver. Now the Klon Silver is a astronomically priced pedal, somewhere between the range, I think they're going from $2,000 to upwards to $3,000. The guys at JROC Audio actually worked with the original designer of those Klon pedals. He gave them access to all the circuits that were used in order to produce that pedal, and they came up with this one right here. The closest, in my opinion, approximation of that famous Klon pedal that can be had for a fraction of the price. Now at number 6, 7, and 8 on my list of my top favorite pedals in my collection are these bad boys right here. Now as you know, I built this micro pedal specifically for use with my Vox AC15C. However, with the addition of number 8 pedal, which we'll get to in a minute, it's actually become a very versatile recording board for me as well. Now at number 6, we have the Dan Electro Breakdown. As you know, the Dan Electro Breakdown was based on the Univox UD50 pedal, a very famous pedal from the 60s that everybody used as an overdrive boost. Now, in my opinion, the Dan Electro is one of the finest, absolute fantastic overdrive pedals out on the market. Really super cheap. It can be had for I think 150 bucks. You have a selector switch, a 6 toggle switch on it. You can go from a clean boost all the way up to an almost metalish boost sound. And number 7 on my list is the Mr. Moto Reverb Tremolo. Now let me tell you something, you're not going to find, in my humble opinion, after a lot of years of listening and research, going to find a more accurately detailed pedal to the sonic quality of your classic Vox AC30 tremolo and reverb. Coming in at number 8, last but not least, is a brand new pedal to my collection. This is the Cabzeus Mono. Now this is a speaker simulation and DI box. I think it's fantastic. You can't load IRs into it, but the 6 guitar speakers and the 6 bass simulation speakers that come inside this box are absolutely fantastic. You have the option of choosing, for example, with a greenback between a 10-inch cone or a 12-inch cone greenback. You can choose between an open back or closed back cab on it. You can also do something fantastic about mic placement, so you can simulate the placement of a mic. You know, when you're miking something like this right behind me, where you place the mic, depending upon the cone, really makes a big difference in the outcome of your recorded sound. Well, this simulates that inside this box. Now for doing YouTube videos and recording pedals, this thing is quite, a time saver for me. I can plug it directly into my camera so you can get the best audio quality directly from whatever pedal I'm demonstrating. Also, for me doing recording for TV commercials and some of the other work that I do, this is quite a time saver. I do enjoy using a mic cab. But I've got to tell you, this one right here really does make that a lot easier premise when I can simulate it inside a very compact and nice pedal. Well, that's it. My top 8 favorite pedals in my personal collection. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did enjoy what you saw, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed what you saw, take the time to subscribe. Could really use your help in building this channel. Until the next show, please take care of yourself. God bless you. Bye.
Like the show? Well, show your support by subscribing and hitting the like button. See you later.